Compliments of the new season, and welcome to the very first episode of my podcast. My name is Mahal Padi, and as you might have read in the caption, that today's topic is centered on the art of letting go, releasing old patterns for a fresh start. Let's get into it. For the longest of time, I struggled to understand myself. I struggled to understand what is it that I want and what truly makes me happy. I sought answers in material possessions and ideas of who I thought I should become from different, sources, of course. And that caused me a lot of, unhappiness, unfulfillment, and it just made me to go with whatever flowed at that particular time or moment in my life. And that has to be one of the things that I do not wish upon anyone, because I think life is all about living your most authentic self, or living your most authentic being. That is what I think life is about. And that is something that I do not wish upon anyone, because I think life is all about living up to your most authentic self, showing up as your most authentic self. So imagine moving around without knowing who you truly are, what you want, and what makes you happy. It's really tough. It is. But everything shifted when I stumbled upon this quote, and it reads as follows. Or I'll just okay. Okay. But everything shifted for me when I stumbled upon this quote. It reads as follows. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. But everything shifted for me, went me to an adventure of finding out who I truly am. And I found myself, and I found things that I have decided to root myself in, or rather ground myself in, that are somewhat maybe cornerstones or anchors of who I truly am. And it has been very nice. Cannot coexist. They cannot. But they are very much essential for growth. They are. And here's the thing. I couldn't run away from discovering what is it that does not align with me, that does not align with my journey and my purpose in this world forever. You cannot run away from destiny. You just cannot. I had to have the moment where I sat down with myself and all the different versions of Mahal and make her understand. Some other things I'm yet to let go of. I've decided this year that I have to let go of certain things so that I can continue living my most authentic life and showing up as my most authentic being or self in the world. And the first habit that I am letting go of in 2025 is procrastination. Procrastination in doing my chores, in my house chores, and other chores that I just have, or running errands, whatever. Procrastination in executing certain ideas, procrastination in everything that you could ever think of. Texting my friends and texting my parents and talking to them, telling people that I love them, everything that you could think about related to procrastination is what I am letting go of, because I've learned that the biggest pain in life is regret. Once you have regret, okay, I'm actually realizing how free I am. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, okay. Mm, I think, yeah, the biggest. And then the second thing that I am letting go of this year is the idea that there's something wrong with me. From a facial appearance, physical appearance, to the way that I think, to the way that I do things, and even in the way that I speak. And I will be doing that by sticking to posting my content, or whatever content, this content, sorry, posting my podcast episode consistently, and just being able to stand in front of a camera, and or sit in front of a camera, or sit across the camera, and be comfortable in the way that I look, that I appear on camera, with or without filter, and show and show up as my most authentic self. Because I think for the longest of time, I've allowed things to make me feel so insecure about the type of person that I am, you know? And it took me a really long time to sit down with Mahau and be like, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your pimples, everything, your stretch marks, your everything about you is just perfect. And yeah, like I said, I found, and like I said in the first segment, that I have found things that I've grounded myself in, and whatever that I have grounded myself in assures me of my beauty on a daily basis, assures me of my brilliance on a daily basis. And yeah, I am no longer living my life as if there is anything wrong, there's something wrong with me. I'm going to live my life, or I'm currently living my life like the baddest bee on the block. Okay, that was not such a good example, but yeah, you get it. And then the third thing that I am letting go of is not sticking to the right things that I know that are right. Not sticking to what I know is right. Many a times I have, in the previous year, I have engaged in things that I willingly knew, that I knew that were wrong. And with that being said, that is a pattern that I am releasing, that is a pattern that I have released, that is a pattern that is no longer welcome in my space, and like some of you would see my content on TikTok. I in December I posted a lot about God. I think that was the time where I found myself in Christ. Um I found God, and I'm trying to understand him on a daily basis, trying to understand the things that he wants for my life, how I should, act as a young woman in society, in the world, how I should better represent him. So yeah, I have decided to say no, absolutely no to anything that does not align with him, anything that misrepresents him. So yeah, those are the things that I am letting go of. Those are the patterns that I am releasing for my fresh start in 2025. Why have you chosen this for yourself? I think, no, not that I think. And someone would ask, why have you chosen this for yourself, or what made you to choose these things for yourself? The first answer to that would be, I'm tired of living a life that needs me to constantly explain myself. Explain myself. Why? Especially when, topics about good morals, good values arise, and I need to justify myself constantly from when such topics arise. I think that is the main reason as to why I just want a clear conscience. I just want to be, very free. I want freedom. That is what I want for myself, and I want happiness for myself. Like I said, I was very much unhappy with the life that I led. I want happiness for myself. I want fulfillment, I want to show up as my most authentic self, because after all, there's nothing wrong with me. There is absolutely nothing. Yeah. That is my story. But before we wrap up this episode, I have a very powerful exercise for you guys. If you want to do it, though, if you want to do it, take a piece of paper and write down everything that you think you cannot do and replace the I can't with I can on the other hand. So you're going to divide your paper into two. Just make a table. I don't know how you're going to do it, but yeah, just a table. And then with on the left side, it's I can't or whatever, whichever side. But yeah, I'm judging from how I'm sitting. On the left side, it's going to be I cannot do so and so. And then you replace it with this and that. I can with I can what I can, I can, I can, I can, I can, I can. And I want you to stand in a mirror and utter those words to yourself and say them like you mean it. Okay? And then I want you to embark on a little self exploration on how you can better yourself this year, how you can better your performance either in school, at work, in your content creation, in whatever that you are pursuing currently in your life. That is what I want you to do for me. And there you have it. It is a wrap from me, your host, Mahal Padi.